Hollywood has always been the land of glitz and glamour, but behind the scenes, it's also the breeding ground for some of the wildest and most shocking rumors in history. From whispered affairs to jaw-dropping conspiracies, some of these stories seem too outrageous to be true, and yet they've stood the test of time. Join us as we explore the most shocking rumors in Hollywood history, the Marilyn Monroe rumor. Marilyn Monroe was the ultimate Hollywood icon. With her blonde curls, dazzling smile, and magnetic charm, she became one of the biggest stars of her time. Known for her roles in Some Like It Hot and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, she wasn't just a talented actress but also a singer with a voice that could melt hearts. But behind the glamour, Marilyn's life was far from perfect. One of the most shocking rumors that still haunts Hollywood is her alleged affairs with President John F. Kennedy and his brother, Robert Kennedy. It's said that Marilyn's famous performance of Happy Birthday, Mr. President at JFK's birthday party in 1962 wasn't just a public moment. It was a hint at something deeper happening behind the scenes. Her sultry delivery raised eyebrows, and soon whispers of a secret relationship began to spread. As if one Kennedy connection wasn't scandalous enough, some claim she was also romantically involved with Robert Kennedy. These rumors added fuel to a growing fire, suggesting she might have been caught in a dangerous political love triangle. But that wasn't just the only thing. Marilyn's untimely death at just 36 years old only intensified the speculation. Officially ruled a probable suicide, many people questioned the circumstances surrounding her death. Could her rumored relationships with the Kennedys have put her in harm's way? Some conspiracy theories suggest she knew too much about political secrets, leading to a cover-up. While no solid proof has ever confirmed these rumors, they've kept her story alive in pop culture for decades. Marilyn remains a symbol of beauty and mystery, and her connection to the Kennedys is one of the most talked-about Hollywood scandals of all time. The rumor of Charlie Chaplin's 12 children. Charlie Chaplin is one of the greatest stars of the silent film era. Known for his iconic role as the Tramp, he created timeless classics like City Lights and Modern Times. But beyond his work, Chaplin's personal life was just as dramatic as his films. One of the most shocking rumors about him was that he fathered up to 12 children, many of whom he never publicly acknowledged. Here's what we know. Charlie Chaplin officially had 11 children with his wives, most of them with his last wife, Una O'Neill. Their large family became famous, and Chaplin seemed devoted to them, but rumors claim he fathered other children outside his marriages. Some suggest there could be a 12th, or even more, illegitimate children born from his affairs. Chaplin's romantic life was as controversial as his rumored offspring. He was married 4 times, often to much younger women, and had several high-profile relationships. His second wife, Lita Gray, accused him of being unfaithful during their marriage and claimed he had fathered a child with another woman. These accusations, along with his many love affairs, fueled speculation about his secret children. One of the most famous cases involved actress Joan Barry, who claimed Chaplin was the father of her child. A legal battle followed, with Chaplin denying the allegations. Despite a blood test proving he wasn't the father, the court ruled against him, forcing him to pay child support. This scandal became a major part of Chaplin's life and added to the public's curiosity about how many children he might have had. Whether the rumors are true or not, one thing is certain: Chaplin's legacy as a filmmaker overshadows his personal controversies. The Poltergeist Curse. The Poltergeist movies are some of the most famous horror films ever made. Released in 1982, the first film told the story of a family haunted by terrifying supernatural forces. It was packed with spooky effects and eerie moments, but what happened off-screen was even scarier. People believe the Poltergeist movies are cursed. Why? Because several actors from the films died unexpectedly or had tragic accidents. The most shocking was the death of Heather O'Rourke on February 1, 1988, who played the young girl, Carol Ann. She was just 12 years old when she passed away from complications caused by a medical condition. Her sudden death broke the hearts of fans and added to the curse rumors. Another tragedy involved Dominique Dunne, who played the older sister in the first film. Not long after the movie's release, Dominique was murdered by her ex-boyfriend. She was only 22 years old, and her death sent shockwaves through Hollywood. People started connecting the dots. They pointed to other strange incidents, like accidents on set and the deaths of other cast members, including Julian Beck and Will Sampson, who appeared in Poltergeist 2. Some fans even claimed the curse came from the props used in the films. It was rumored that real human skeletons were used for certain scenes, which they believed might have brought bad energy to the production. While some say it's all just a series of tragic coincidences, others think there's something darker at play. The idea of the curse has kept the Poltergeist movies surrounded by mystery for decades, making the films even more iconic in the horror world. Whether you believe in curses or not, the Poltergeist saga proves one thing. Sometimes, real-life stories can be scarier than the movies. Richard Gere and the gerbil rumor. Richard Gere was one of Hollywood's biggest heartthrobs in the 1980s and 1990s. Known for his roles in Pretty Woman and An Officer and a Gentleman, Gere became a symbol of charm and sophistication. His captivating performances and good looks earned him a massive fan base. But despite his impressive career, a bizarre and completely untrue rumor about him stole headlines and has somehow stuck around for decades. The rumor was that Richard Gere was taken to a hospital emergency room to have a gerbil removed from his rectum. Yes, a gerbil. This wild story surfaced in the late 1980s and spread like wildfire. It wasn't just whispered around, it made its way into tabloids and late-night jokes, turning into one of the strangest urban legends in Hollywood history. What's truly shocking is how quickly this baseless story overshadowed Gere's achievements. At the time, the internet wasn't even a thing, yet this rumor managed to spread through word of mouth, tabloid articles, and even faxes, which is a true example of how gossip travels fast. For his part, Richard Gere has always denied the rumor and understandably avoided addressing it in public. Over the years, he's focused on his work and activism, including his dedication to Tibetan causes and his Buddhist faith. Gere has proven time and again that he's far more than just an actor. He's someone who uses his platform to make a difference. So, where did this ridiculous rumor come from? Some say it was started as a prank, while others believe it was an attempt to tarnish his reputation. Either way, it's completely false. But like many Hollywood myths, it lingers in pop culture, a strange reminder of how easily fiction can overshadow fact in the world of fame. Walt Disney's frozen body. Walt Disney was a creative genius who brought joy to millions. He gave us Mickey Mouse, Disneyland, and countless animated classics that still light up our screens today. But while his legacy is one of magic and wonder, a chilling rumor has followed him for decades. The story goes like this. After Walt Disney died in 1966, his body was cryogenically frozen. Some believe he hoped that one day advanced technology would bring him back to life. It's said his frozen body is hidden somewhere beneath Disneyland, waiting for the future to wake him up. Now, this might sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but let's look at the facts. Walt Disney died of lung cancer and was cremated shortly after his death in 1966. His ashes were placed at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California. There's no record of cryonics being involved. Still, the rumor caught on, likely because Disney was always fascinated by technology and the future. He loved innovation so much that people imagined he might take a futuristic leap like freezing himself. So where did this strange idea even come from? Some believe it started with gossip in the tabloids. Others say it might have been a misunderstanding about Disney's fascination with progress and science. Once the rumor took off, it became an urban legend that people just couldn't shake. Speaking of which, did you know that Walt Disney's daughter Diane dismissed the idea completely, calling it ridiculous? Despite this, the rumor has lived on, becoming a quirky part of his larger-than-life story. Whether it's true or not, spoiler, it's not, the idea of Walt Disney frozen beneath Disneyland is one of the wildest Hollywood myths ever. Paul McCartney's death conspiracy. Paul McCartney is one of the most famous musicians in the world. As a member of the Beatles, he helped create songs that changed music forever, like Hey Jude and Let It Be. But for decades, a bizarre conspiracy theory has followed him. Some people believe that Paul McCartney actually died in 1966 and was replaced by a look-alike. The rumor started in the late 1960s when a fan claimed to have found clues in Beatles songs and album covers. The theory suggests that Paul died in a car crash and the band, fearing the news would devastate fans, secretly replaced him with someone who looked and sounded just like him. According to believers, this new Paul, sometimes called Fall, has been playing the role ever since. What are these supposed clues? Fans point to the Abbey Road album cover. Paul is the only Beatle not wearing shoes, and some say this represents a funeral procession. But that's not it. There is another clue. The Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. If you look closely at the cover, it appears to show a grave. Then there's the backward messaging. Some fans claim that if you play parts of Revolution 9 backward, you'll hear phrases like, "Turn me on, dead man." Of course, Paul McCartney has repeatedly denied this theory, even joking about it in interviews. He's very much alive and continues to perform and release music. In fact, his solo career has been just as legendary as his time with the Beatles. While the Paul is dead conspiracy has no real evidence, it's become one of the most famous urban legends in music history. It shows how fans can turn anything into a mystery. James Dean's cursed car. James Dean was the ultimate Hollywood rebel. Known for his roles in Rebel Without a Cause and East of Eden, he captured hearts with his smoldering looks and raw talent. But his life was cut tragically short in 1955 at just 24 years old in a car accident involving his Porsche 550 Spyder, which he had nicknamed Little Bastard. Now, this wasn't just any car. The Porsche was sleek, fast, and one of Dean's most prized possessions. But after his death, it became the center of one of Hollywood's most chilling rumors, a curse. People believe the car brought misfortune, injury, and even death to those who came into contact with it. The curse supposedly began with the accident that killed Dean. While driving to a race in Salinas, California, he collided with another car on the highway. Dean was pronounced dead at the scene. But there are more creepy things that happened. After the crash, parts of the wrecked Porsche were sold off, and strange things started happening. A doctor who bought the car's engine was reportedly injured in a crash while racing. Another man who purchased the car's tires claimed they blew out suddenly, causing his car to spin out of control. Even the wreckage itself caused problems. When it was displayed at a car show, it fell off its stand and injured a bystander. The car seemed to bring bad luck wherever it went. And did you know that for decades the car seemed to disappear into thin air? However, the only known remaining part of Little Bastard, the transaxle, was discovered in Massachusetts in 2020. This rare piece of the car was later sold in 2021 for a staggering $387,000, proving the legend of James Dean's Porsche still fascinates people to this day. So, was the car truly cursed? Or was it just a series of eerie coincidences? Jamie Lee Curtis and the gender identity rumor. Known for her iconic roles in Halloween, Freaky Friday, and True Lies, Jamie Lee Curtis is one of the most talented and versatile actresses in the industry. Her charm, wit, and undeniable presence have kept her at the top for decades. But along with fame came a strange rumor that has followed her throughout her career. The rumor suggests that Jamie Lee Curtis was born intersex. This means she might have had a mix of male and female biological traits at birth. While this kind of condition is real and affects many people, Jamie herself has never addressed or confirmed this speculation. In fact, the story seems to have started without any real evidence. Some believe the rumor began because of her name. Jamie and Lee are gender-neutral names, which may have led people to make assumptions. Others speculate that her quiet personal life and decision to keep her children out of the public eye added fuel to the fire, but in reality, there's no proof to back up any of these claims. Despite the buzz, Jamie Lee Curtis has always focused on her work rather than the gossip. Her career speaks for itself. She's not just a star on screen. She's also an author of children's books and a strong advocate for issues like mental health and addiction recovery. Her contributions to Hollywood and society are far more important than any baseless rumors. It's worth noting that being intersex is nothing to be ashamed of. But in Jamie Lee Curtis's case, this rumor has taken on a life of its own without any facts. Katy Perry and the JonBenet Ramsey rumor. Katy Perry is one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Known for hits like Firework and Roar, her career is filled with chart-topping songs and colorful performances. But amidst her fame, a strange and completely unfounded conspiracy theory emerged. Some people believe Katy Perry is actually JonBenet Ramsey, the child beauty queen who tragically disappeared in 1996. Let's break it down. JonBenet Ramsey was just 6 years old when she was reported missing on Christmas Day, 1996, in Boulder, Colorado. Her story shocked the nation, and sadly her body was found in her family's home hours later. The case remains unsolved, fueling countless theories and speculation over the years. Fast forward to Katy Perry. In 2014, a conspiracy theory started spreading online. Some claimed that JonBenet didn't actually die, but instead grew up to become the pop sensation Katy Perry. Now you might think, where was the evidence? People pointed out supposed similarities in their facial features, especially their eyebrows. Others said Katy's parents looked similar to JonBenet's parents, suggesting they had helped cover up the truth. Of course, none of this is true. Katy Perry was born in 1984, which would make her 12 years older than JonBenet. Also, there's no connection between the two families, and the theory lacks any credible evidence. Katy herself has never responded to the rumor, likely because it's too absurd to take seriously. Despite being debunked, this conspiracy theory still pops up in internet discussions, proving how wild and creative people's imaginations can be. It's a strange, baseless claim that has no place in reality, but it shows how easily a simple idea can spiral into a full-blown myth. At the end of the day, Katy Perry remains a superstar, and JonBenet Ramsey's tragic story continues to be a mystery, with no connection between the two. Oprah Winfrey's secret child. Oprah Winfrey is one of the most powerful and inspiring figures in the world. From hosting The Oprah Winfrey Show to becoming a billionaire and a global icon, her story of rising from poverty to fame is nothing short of remarkable. But even Oprah has faced her share of wild rumors, including one about a secret child. The rumor claims that Oprah had a child as a teenager and secretly gave the baby up for adoption. This story has persisted for years, even though Oprah has spoken openly about her difficult teenage years. In reality, Oprah did become pregnant at 14 after experiencing abuse, but the baby was born prematurely and sadly passed away shortly after birth. She has described this experience as a turning point in her life, motivating her to build a better future for herself. So where did the rumor about a secret child come from? It seems to stem from people misinterpreting her story or simply creating drama around her past. Some tabloids added fuel to the fire, suggesting there was more to the story than Oprah ever admitted. However, there's no evidence to support these claims, and Oprah herself has never mentioned any child other than the one she tragically lost. Oprah has shared that her early struggles shaped the person she is today. Overcoming such challenges, she focused on her education, eventually earning a scholarship to Tennessee State University. Her career took off from there, leading her to become one of the most influential people in the world. This rumor, while sensational, does not define Oprah's legacy. Instead, it shows how the public often clings to gossip, even about someone as open and honest as Oprah. Whoopi Goldberg's Oscar fart. Whoopi Goldberg is a Hollywood legend. Known for her comedic timing, bold personality, and roles in hits like Sister Act and Ghost, she's one of the few performers to have won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. But in 1992, during the Oscars, a bizarre rumor started that has followed her for years. It happened while Whoopi was on stage presenting an award. Viewers claimed to have heard a suspicious sound that they believed was her passing gas. This tiny moment led to wild speculation and plenty of jokes. It even became a headline in tabloids and a topic of conversation on late-night shows. But what actually happened? Whoopi addressed the rumor years later, and as you might expect, she laughed it off. She clarified that the noise came from her dress brushing against the microphone, not from her. Still, the story spread like wildfire, showing just how quickly an innocent moment can turn into a full-blown rumor. Despite the silliness of it all, this story didn't affect Whoopi's career. In fact, it showed her ability to handle even the most ridiculous gossip with humor and grace. She continued to dominate in Hollywood, earning awards, hosting The View, and becoming one of the most respected voices in the industry. The rumor also became a funny reminder of how much attention celebrities get, even for the smallest things. While most people probably forgot about this moment, it remains one of the strangest Oscar stories ever. In the end, Whoopi Goldberg's legacy isn't defined by this odd rumor. It's defined by her talent, wit, and contributions to entertainment. But let's be honest, This quirky rumor still gives people something to laugh about all these years later. The Curse of the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is one of the most beloved films of all time. Released in 1939, it introduced us to Dorothy, the yellow brick road, and the magical land of Oz. But behind the colorful sets and cheerful songs lies a darker story, filled with rumors of curses, mistreatment, and tragedy. One of the most shocking rumors involves a supposed on-set suicide. Some viewers claim that in a scene where Dorothy and her friends are skipping down the yellow brick road, you can see a figure hanging in the background. This sparked a long-running theory that a crew member or actor had taken their own life on set. However, this has been debunked. The figure is actually a bird, placed on the set to give the scene a more natural look. But that's not the only troubling story from the production. Many cast members suffered greatly while filming. Judy Garland, who played Dorothy, was reportedly mistreated and pressured to stay thin, even being given pills to control her weight. She was only 16 at the time and was pushed to work long, exhausting hours. The actors who played the Tin Man and the Wicked Witch of the West also faced serious issues. The Tin Man's silver makeup contained aluminum powder, which caused actor Buddy Ebsen's severe health problems, forcing him to leave the role. Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch, suffered burns during a fiery exit scene gone wrong, leaving her hospitalized for weeks. Even the Munchkins, who brought so much charm to the movie, were reportedly underpaid and poorly treated on set. These tales, whether true or exaggerated, add an eerie layer to the film's history. Despite these rumors and tragedies, The Wizard of Oz remains a timeless classic. But knowing what happened behind the scenes makes the magic feel a little more bittersweet. Was the film cursed, or was it just the struggles of early Hollywood? The Black Dahlia murder mystery. The story of the Black Dahlia murder is one of the most chilling and talked about cases in American history. It's a name that still sends shivers down people's spines. The case involves Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress whose brutal death in 1947 shocked the nation and remains unsolved to this day. Elizabeth was found in Los Angeles, her body mutilated and dismembered. The crime scene was horrifying, and the details were so gruesome that they immediately grabbed national headlines. The press dubbed her the Black Dahlia, inspired by a popular movie at the time called The Blue Dahlia. The media frenzy turned Elizabeth's tragic death into a dark Hollywood legend. The case became a sensation, with countless theories about who the killer might be. At one point, even Orson Welles, the famous director of Citizen Kane, was mentioned as a suspect. This wasn't because of evidence, but due to his eccentric personality and timing. He had left the country shortly after the murder. Of course, no concrete link was ever found, but it showed how far the speculation had gone. The investigation included hundreds of suspects, but no one was ever charged. Over the years, amateur sleuths and true crime enthusiasts have tried to solve the case. Some believe the killer was a doctor due to the precise cuts on Elizabeth's body, while others think it was someone close to her. Elizabeth Short's murder revealed the dark side of Hollywood's golden age. To this day, the Black Dahlia case remains one of the most infamous mysteries in pop culture, fueling books, movies, and endless theories. Michael Jackson's oxygen chamber and elephant bones. Michael Jackson was one of the most famous and talented entertainers in history. Known as the King of Pop, he gave us iconic hits like Thriller, Billie Jean, and Beat It. But alongside his incredible career came some of the wildest rumors in Hollywood history. Two of the most bizarre were that he slept in an oxygen chamber to stay young and that he owned the bones of the Elephant Man. Let's start with the oxygen chamber. In the 1980s, a photo of Michael lying in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber made headlines. People immediately assumed he slept in it every night to slow down aging. The rumor spread like wildfire, and many believed Michael was obsessed with staying youthful. However, Michael later explained that the picture was taken during a visit to a medical facility. He wasn't using the chamber to sleep or stay young. It was just a publicity stunt. Then there's the story about the Elephant Man's bones. The Elephant Man was Joseph Merrick, a man from the 19th century who had severe deformities. Rumors claimed that Michael was so fascinated by Merrick's story that he tried to buy his skeleton for millions of dollars. Michael denied the rumor in multiple interviews, even joking about it. but the story stuck and became part of his mysterious image. These rumors, while completely untrue, added to the legend of Michael Jackson. He was already a larger-than-life figure, and these wild stories only made him seem more otherworldly. Whether it was his unique fashion, his love of animals, or his extravagant lifestyle, Michael was always surrounded by intrigue. In the end, these myths didn't define him. Elvis Presley is alive, the king of rock and roll. Elvis Presley is a name that still resonates with fans around the world. Known for hits like Jailhouse Rock, Hound Dog, and Can't Help Falling in Love, he changed music forever. But while the world mourned his death in 1977, some people believe Elvis never really left the building. The theory goes like this: Elvis was overwhelmed by the pressures of fame. At the height of his career, he couldn't live a normal life. So instead of continuing in the spotlight, he faked his death to escape it all. Fans claim he staged his passing in Graceland and has been living in secret ever since. And their evidence? Well, it starts with his funeral. Some say the body in the coffin didn't look like Elvis, pointing to details like his nose and eyebrows. Others believe the weight of the body didn't match his. There's also a death certificate with a misspelled name. Elvis Aaron Presley was written as Elvis Aaron Presley. Conspiracy theorists argue this was intentional, hinting it wasn't really him. Over the years, sightings of Elvis have been reported all over the world. From a man resembling him spotted in Kalamazoo, Michigan, to claims of him working undercover, the King's return has fueled endless speculation. Some even think he made secret appearances in movies or left hidden messages in songs. Of course, there's no concrete proof Elvis faked his death. His passing was officially attributed to a heart attack, and his family has maintained that he's truly gone. Still, the idea of Elvis living a quiet life, free from fame, is something fans can't seem to let go of. Whether it's wishful thinking or just a fascination with his larger-than-life persona, the "Elvis is alive" rumor has become a pop culture phenomenon. One thing's for sure, the King's legacy will never fade. And there you have it, 15 of the most shocking Hollywood rumors that still have people talking. Which one surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from Hollywood's fascinating history. See you next time.